Week we will Be'ezat Hashem celebrate the day of Baomer, a very important date in the Jewish calendar, a day that is festive in its applications, where the Hachamim tell us that we omit saying Tachanun on that day like any joyous day in the calendar, and they give us a reason why it's special and it's a day of Simcha, because the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, the 24,000 Talmidim, died during the previous month, and on the 33rd day of the Omer, they stopped dying. And that was great reason for celebration, to make a day of Simcha for that occasion. There's no question that it's a great occasion, the fact that the plague stopped and they stopped dying. But where Simcha comes into the picture, it's difficult to fathom. How could they have Simcha after such tragedies, 24,000 young Talmidei Chachamim, and the consequences of that? And to expect that the day that they stopped dying, they should celebrate, it's hard to find a way to celebrate. It's hard to ask that they stand there looking around at the devastation that took place, totally out of control, and knowing that the entire world is affected, like the Chachamim tell us, that olam shamem, the world was desolate at that time. They were standing in hopelessness with great despair, not knowing what to do next. And we can't expect them to say it's a day of Simcha. Yes, Baruch Hashem that they stopped dying, but it can't be that the whole celebration is that. So the Arizal tells us that the celebration is truly for what happened subsequent to that event. Rabbi Akiva found himself that all his Talmidim were gone, and he was able to find 5 Talmidim in the south, of which we know Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda Bar Ilai, Rabbi Elazar. These were the 5 Talmidim that he found. He was able to teach them Torah and bestow upon them an ordination to rule and arbitrate, what we know as Semicha. And that day became a day of revival, standing in the midst of all the tragedies around them, and every reminder of them. When there was no hope to ever be able to rebuild, the day of Lag BaOmer became a day that symbolizes revival, renewal. It's a new life, a new beginning. And that, the Arizal says, is the celebration. Taking that into consideration, we know also that we celebrate on that day the Hilula of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And it's a great Hilula, and one wonders why is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's Hilula celebrated and so prominent more than other Chachamim before and after him. And in the bulk of the reasons that there is to explain this, they all come down to one major issue, and that is that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was an exceptional creation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in many ways described in the Zohar in very high levels. And that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was created with, like we say in the song that we sing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, we sing it every Friday night, Naaseh Adam, Ne'emar Ba'avurecha, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Naaseh Adam, let us make man, let us create man, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told the Malachim, Ne'emar Ba'avurecha, it was said in reference to you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu had you in mind when he said, let's create man. He wanted to create you, and he created humanity for the purpose of you coming to this world. That's the power of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. We find Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai himself making a statement totally out of character about himself, and saying, Yachol ani liftor et kol ha'olam kulo min adin. I'm able to absolve the entire world from judgment. With my merits, with my suffering, the years in the cave, and all that I brought to the world, I have zchuyot, I have merits that I can bring about, that all the judgments against us can be erased by the zechut of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And we find another reference several times in the Talmud of halachic tone, but yet used out of context. It specifically says about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai that he is unique. Kedayu Rabbi Shimon lismoch alav b'shat hadachak. Rabbi Shimon is worthy to rely upon him when pressing circumstances. So although that was taken into a halachic context, we take it beyond that. And any time a Jew is under pressing circumstances, Kedayu Rabbi Shimon is certainly worthy to be the one to stand in our favor and come and help us out. When is the best time to get Rabbi Shimon to involve himself with us? It's the day of his Hilula. If you look in the Derazuta, in the Zohar, the part that describes the last day of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai on earth, it states there clearly, Kama patrim berekia mitkarachim beyomaden. How many prosecutors are silenced on that day? Prosecutors that stand against us, judgments that stand against us. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai stands there and defends us, and has the power to do so beyond anyone else. So comes now like Baomer, we're going to celebrate the Simcha. With great Simcha, we're going to celebrate the revival and the renewal. Let's get back our hope. Let's not despair. Yes, we're going through difficult times for the entire world. Let's implore Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai to stand in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and pray for us. Let us invoke his merits, his zchuyot to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he should spare us. And indeed, as we celebrate this Lag Baomer, let's celebrate with Simcha, knowing that these pressing circumstances that we're experiencing, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai can do away with. And knowing that we have great zechuyot coming to us, and the great revival and re-energization of ourselves in every form, Hashem, and Be'ezrat Hashem, soon we will see the way to come to that with the coming of the Mashiach b'meira b'yameinu. Amen. Shabbat shalom u'mevorach miYerushalayim Ila HaKodesh.